Hi friends, thanks for being here. In this video, we are going to talk about self-care. I first want to say that there are 4 categories of self-care that I want to dig into, and they're going to be 4 separate videos. So those categories are inner self-care, outer and physical self-care, reprioritizing your life, and setting and maintaining boundaries. In this video, we're going to dig into inner self-care. I've got 20 self-care tips and I've saved the best one for last. So hang tight, let's do this. Number 1, honor your feelings, feel your feelings. Self-care is all about checking in with yourself. And the whole point of that is to acknowledge, how am I actually feeling? What's going on in all this, right? So honor your feelings, whatever comes up, your anger, your resentment, your sadness, your loneliness, honor it. Number 2, a way to honor that is with journaling. Journaling is huge because it gives you a 100% safe place as long as you hide your journal or let everyone know that it's not for someone else, right? Like set a boundary with it, that's huge. But this journal is your safe space to dump. Like some people call it a brain dump or like a brain diarrhea. Just freaking let it out. Let go of all the stuff you're carrying. There's all kinds of journaling. There's all kinds of journaling prompts out there. You can do like some days where you're feeling really anxious, you might just want to write down everything that you can think of that you need to release from your body. Because we hold all these angsty things in our body or just garbage in our body, and we need to let it out. So write the ugly things down, and you can burn it or you can leave it in there, like whatever you want to do. But definitely honoring your feelings, acknowledging them and seeing them for what they are is huge. Meditation, so that's number 3. Learning how to prioritize stillness in your life is so important. I myself didn't love stillness meditation until about 2 years ago. After I had my baby, I didn't have the same freedom for self-care that I used to have, where my life revolved around me, and if I wanted to go to acupuncture, I could. Now I couldn't, so I had basically like nap times to sneak in self-care. So that's when I really got into meditation. I started looking at meditations on YouTube, and I downloaded a few apps, and I can put some recommendations down below, but I really recommend my meditations, honestly. So I started recording meditations because I wasn't crazy about all the meditations that were available to me. Go look at my meditations, and if you enjoy them, awesome. If not, I'll give you a couple other tips in the bio for meditations that you can download. All right, breath work. Breath work is amazing. You see that? Even just looking at the word reminded me how important it is to just slow down. Just slow down and breathe. We really want to have this up and down flow. And when you slow down to breathe, take a deep breath with me. Just slow down and make your exhale even slower than your inhale. It's huge. It really just stops you and brings you to present and reminds you there's nowhere else to be. So I love breath work, or like I love my Aloe Yoga app. It's called Aloe Moves. I'll put a link to that here actually. I love it, and there's tons of meditations and breath work available to you there. All right, number 5, acupuncture. I already touched on this. Acupuncture is my favorite self-care. Nothing makes me feel more at home in my body or more like myself than acupuncture does. Now that being said, that's not true for everyone. Some people have, taken friends to acupuncture and they're like, that wasn't for me, or they just didn't care for it. But I personally, I feel like it is an intense, well, gentle, but a really powerful massage to the soul. It really helps my inner energy to get moving in a really healthy, stable, consistent way, so that I let go of all that junk that I've been holding on to that maybe I am not even having active emotions about. It's just stagnant energy. So acupuncture helps me so much with that. I am in love with acupuncture. So go try it if you haven't. It can get expensive. I actually go to a place that does what is it called? Like group acupuncture, and it's sliding scale because it's not a one-on-one experience. So they make it super affordable, so you can check and see if there's something like that in your area. Also, something to note, not all acupuncturists are one and the same. So if your first experience isn't wonderful, try someone else, give it a couple tries. Like, I really swear by acupuncture. All right, number 6, Reiki, energy healing or Akashic healing. Those are not the same things. There's all kinds of energy healings, one of which is Reiki, another of which is Akashic healing. I just had an Akashic reading not too long ago, and it was monumental. So there's all kinds of energy work that they all vary slightly, but they all come down to something similar, which is really just aligning your soul and your mind and your body with the life that you want to have. So I recommend giving a few things a try and just have an open mind and ground yourself in love always, because especially when you're finding someone to go do that work, you need to ground yourself in love and pure light to protect yourself from anything, just in case. But also do your research, excuse me, do your research and make sure that you're going to someone that you can really trust with your energy. That's really important. Number 7, energy work. I just said that, so never mind. I guess there's 19 things on this list. Oh no, okay, we'll count that. Number 8, massage therapy is huge. And this can also go on the physical self-care list. But I also feel that massage therapy, like receiving touch in a non-sexual way, is really powerful. So I actually studied massage therapy when I was 19 years old, and I had not been intimate yet at that time of my life. And so I got to experience the power of massage therapy, this healing touch, really in a completely untainted way, which I think is really awesome, and I'm thankful that I got to have that experience. I remember in my class they were talking about how so often like people don't receive that level of intimate touch ever in a non-sexual way. And that is huge. So if you are feeling like you're not really being seen, valued, heard, or just like you really want that hug, right? Well, number 1, I did a meditation to help you receive an unconditional love hug energetically. But number 2, massage therapy is so good about that. It's so gentle and loving. Of course, there's also deep tissue massage, which I love, but we're talking about more of like the Swedish relaxation massage, where you can just go and let go. Like I had people crying on my table because they hadn't received that kind of love in their lives before without some kind of expectation tied to it. So if that is something that's like ringing a bell for you, go book a massage right now. You totally deserve it. You are worthy of that love and that connection. I know that so many massage therapists go into it because they just want to give people love in a non-romantic way. So go receive it. That's all I'm saying. Number 9, fitness and physical activity. So obviously this is gonna fall under the physical self-care as well, but I really want to touch on how that feels internally, like really inside your body. Actually, I don't like the act of running. There's so much going on, my knees, my pelvic floor, I'm out of breath, like all these things that I find sensation-wise uncomfortable. But my inner light, my inner being is like, whee! We're flying! And that is so powerful, especially like I'm 2 years postpartum. It's been a long freaking healing journey. I still have to pay attention to my pelvic floor, but when I run downhill, I feel like a kid again. And that's the inner light that you want to take care of, where you feel like a kid again, things that really light you up. So the actual act of running is not something that I feel like amazing doing, but it really lights up my inner light, which is so potent, so powerful, and so Start asking yourself that question. So often in our society today, people only go for a run because you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to maintain a certain aesthetic. But start asking yourself, how does it make me feel inside? And maybe it doesn't make you feel good inside, and maybe it's not something that you need to prioritize. You always want to do exercises that make you feel good on the inside, in your heart. It makes you feel exuberant, like you just did something fun. All right, moving on, life force foods. This is huge, you guys. Start asking yourself how foods feel, like the energy of foods as you eat them. So things like salads, like living foods, fruits and salad, they are still alive with the life force that the earth gave it to grow. And you eat that, and that gives you life force energy. So everything on the planet has some amount of life force energy. And when I'm feeling energetically depleted, a lot of the times I have to reevaluate, like, what have I been eating? Like, I eat a lot of nuts, seeds, animal proteins. I eat kind of like paleo-esque. I'm an intuitive eater. I don't really like the labels, but to give you a picture, I eat paleo-ish. But I consider it plant-based paleo-ish because I love salads, I love smoothies, I love taking care of myself in that way. And so it's really important to honor. There are times when I know that my body is saying, my inner light is saying, I just need a big fat salad right now. And there are other times when I'm feeling really ungrounded, I'm feeling really flighty, and I know that I need some animal protein. Always grass-fed, always organic, always free-range and wild to the best of your ability to source it. Number 12, clothes that fit. Clothes that fit. This doesn't seem mind-blowing, but it is. This is huge. To buy clothes that fit you and get rid of the ones that don't, or put them in storage, whatever. Stop holding on to this idea that next time you put your too tight jeans on, they're gonna fit. Let go of that, release it, because you are living in that angst that you don't have it yet. And that is just, like I said, it's angst. It's not allowing your energy to flow. It's not allowing you to feel joy as you put your clothes on. So your inner light is dimming every single time you put your too tight clothes on. Now, I know there's lots of reasons why maybe you haven't gone on a shopping spree. Obviously it gets expensive, so just buy a piece here and there, or buy some basic essentials that you can go out in, and a few like lazier things for in the house, right? Like, you don't have to go all out if that's not something you can prioritize right now financially, but do prioritize a little bit for you so that you feel good when you get dressed to go out into the world. All right? Yes. Number 13, affirmations are huge. So like we talked about before, honoring your feelings, a way to combat negative self-talk that comes from our feelings is that we turn it around and build an affirmation. And I do have a video on that somewhere. I will link it at the end of this. So your affirmations are huge. Rewrite your beliefs. I've got a video on that coming soon. I'll dig all the way into how to rewrite your beliefs, how to recognize outdated belief systems that you are running your life by and it's no longer serving you. So a quick example of that might be, I love this example. So like, you grow up believing that according to what your parents had determined was normal, you pull the Christmas tree out, or you go get your Christmas tree and your decorations out at a certain time every year, and then the tree comes down at on a certain day every year. Some people after Christmas, some people it's the day after New Year's, whatever it is that was normal to you. Once you grow up, you have a significant other, and you're doing Christmas combined with someone else's old reality. You have to rewrite that story in order to create peace and harmony in your home that you have created together, correct? So that's all it is. We have so many stories that we have adopted along the way of our life that are really important stories to learn to rewrite so that we can be the person that we are today. All right. Number 15, clean up your social media. So like if you are scrolling through your social media and things that other people post make you feel less than, unfollow. There is no need to follow people who make you feel innately bad about yourself. You do not need to spend that energy feeling bad about yourself. So follow a bunch of affirmation accounts, follow body positive accounts where, yeah, it's okay to post fitness pictures, it's okay to work out, it's okay to eat healthy, but not when it's glorified as the only important aspect of a person's life. So go follow accounts that bring you that full picture of what it is to be a human, rather than making it look like you should just spend all day every day in the gym and like taking pictures of your butt. All right, there are other ways to live. All right, number 16, read inspiring or light material. This one actually made me think I need to make a video about this. So I love self-development books, I love inspiring books, I love just looking up inspiring quotes online, and I also love reading, or listening I should say, to Audible books by comedians. That's one of my favorite things to do when I'm just in a crappy mood, is to go buy a new audiobook from a comedian, because oftentimes the comedian themselves reads it, and it's so, it really brings this famous person down to like real life. You get to hear their story, their experience in life, but also with their lightness, their sense of humor. And I love humor. So I love it. I highly recommend doing that. Number 17, limit negative media. And so this includes like your Prime Video, your Netflix, your cable TV, whatever people are watching these days, or what you see on YouTube, what you see on social media. If something gives you anxiety or a feeling of heaviness or darkness, turn it off. Once I got pregnant, I could no longer watch like anything where people die, because it sits on my heart so heavy to watch that kind of devastation and sadness. And so yeah, like that's just a boundary I've had to create, because it does not make me feel vibrant and it doesn't help me feel joy easily. All right, so you've got to set that boundary and take care of you on the inside. 18, prioritize joy and laugh. So we're getting, the last three are all kind of tied together. Prioritizing joy is so important. Our lives, you look around at what most people are doing every day, there's not a lot of room for pure joy. Right? We watch little clips on YouTube, and we watch little clips on Instagram that make us laugh for a second, but then we scroll and we find out that our friend's aunt passed away or some other tragic incident happened, and we are dealing with this full spectrum of emotions constantly. So clean it up. If you don't have to watch something stressful, don't watch it. Because you want to be able to give love to those family members or close friends when they are going through a tragedy or an illness or something. And when you've expended that on a TV show, then you're spending so much more of your life than necessary in sorrow and grief. Does that make sense? Comment below if this makes sense to you, and if it's something that is resonating that you need to create change in your life in. I have a rule, like I just like to watch things that make me laugh. If it's not, like I like to watch things that have some depth to them, but I want something that's gonna make me feel good and make me laugh. So maybe you can set that rule for yourself as well. Number 19 is make time to play, and number 20 is make time for good friends to be enjoyed together. So often even when we get together with our friends physically, which I think is less and less as we are all so busy, especially as you get older, you have families, you have kids, it's so hard to get together. And so yes, it's important to be able to get together with a friend and say things that you need to vent and be heard and be seen. For the not so pretty stuff, but it's also so important, I cannot stress this enough, to get together for lightheartedness and to choose, we're gonna go play. Me and my friend are gonna go skip down the boardwalk for no reason at all. Me and my friend are gonna have a dance party to NSYNC because that makes me feel like a 12-year-old, light and breezy and having so much fun, so much hope and inspiration for my life. Right, so whatever it is to you, comment below. Let me know what that is going to be for you that brings you joy hanging out with your friends, like really easy lightheartedness and laughter. I want to hear about it. Okay, if this video helped you in any way, I also want to hear about that. So leave me a comment below, hit subscribe, and just let me know how you're doing. All right, you guys, tune in next time. Again, more self-care videos coming soon.